It's 8:15 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're sitting in the driveway of a house that costs $2 million. The engine of your Audi Q7 is off, but you haven't opened the door yet. You're just sitting there. The leather is cooling down against your back. The dashboard is a constellation of soft, digital lights telling you everything is optimal. Tire pressure is good. Fuel efficiency is acceptable. The temperature is set to a perfect 68 degrees. You look at the house. It's beautiful. It really is. It's the house you talked about in college. The house you promised yourself you'd get when you were eating ramen and sharing a bathroom with 3 other guys in a roach-infested apartment in Queens. It has the wraparound porch, the landscape lighting that highlights the Japanese maples just right. The windows are glowing with a warm amber light. Inside that house is the family you built. The wife who hasn't had to worry about a price tag in 10 years, the 2 kids who go to a private school that costs more than most people earn in a year. It is a picture of absolute, undeniable success. So why does your chest feel like it's filled with wet concrete? Why are you checking your email one last time, hoping for a crisis, hoping for a server crash, hoping for a client emergency in Singapore that gives you an excuse to put the car in reverse and drive back to the office? You take a breath. You fix your face. You put on the dad mask. You open the car door, and you walk into a life that doesn't belong to you anymore. Let's rewind. Because you didn't become a ghost overnight. It was a transaction, a slow compound interest transaction. It started 10 years ago. You were hungry. You were sharp. You looked at the price of being middle class in America, and you did the math. You saw the health care deductibles. You saw the rising cost of college tuition. You saw your parents struggling with retirement, greeters at Walmart because their 401ks evaporated in 2008. And you made a vow. Not us. You looked at your wife and you swore you would build a fortress of money around her. You would make your family bulletproof. So you took the job. Not the job you wanted. Not the job that used your degree in history or your passion for design. You took the job in consulting or enterprise sales or strategic operations. The job with the vague title and the very specific salary. The base was good, but the bonus structure, the stock options, that was the hook. You remember the first year? It was adrenaline. You were a hunter. You'd come home at 7 p.m., tired but victorious. You'd high-five your toddler. You'd drink a cheap beer with your wife on the couch and talk about the future. Just a few grind years, you said. We stack the cash, we invest, and then we coast. That was the lie. Because the lifestyle creep is real, and it is faster than you. You bought the house in the good school district because, obviously, you want the best for the kids. But that meant a bigger mortgage, which meant you couldn't leave the job. Then you needed the cars that fit the driveway. You couldn't show up to client meetings in a 10-year-old Honda. Perception is reality, right? Then came the club membership, the travel hockey league, the tutor for advanced mathematics for your 7-year-old. Every expense was justified. Every expense was an act of love. But to pay for the love, you had to sell your time. You stopped coming home at 7 p.m., it pushed to 8, then 9, then came the travel, 2 days a week in Chicago, then 3 days in San Francisco. You became a face on a screen, a voice on the phone saying, "Good night, buddy. Daddy loves you," while you were mute, toggling a conference call in a Marriott hotel room. You told yourself you were the hero of this story. You were the hunter, braving the cold to bring back the mammoth. You didn't realize that while you were out hunting, the village learned to survive without you. The erosion happened so slowly you don't feel it. It's like carbon monoxide. It's the little things. It's the way your wife stopped asking, "How was your day?" She stopped asking because the answer was always the same. Stressful. Busy. Idiots. She stopped sharing the small details of her day, too. The drama with the neighbor. The funny thing the dog did. She learned that you didn't have the bandwidth for it. When you walked through the door, you were vibrating with cortisol. You were physically present, but your mind was still processing the Q3 projections. So she protected you. She created a bubble of silence around you. Don't bother Daddy. He's tired. That became the mantra of the house. You retreated to your home office, the man cave. Look at that room. It's a masterpiece of isolation. The Herman Miller Aeron chair, the dual 4K monitors, the noise-canceling headphones that cost $400. You're sitting there on weekends, catching up. You hear the muffled sounds of your family laughing in the living room. You hear the TV. You hear the dog barking, but it feels like you're watching a movie. You're not in the scene. You're the producer. You paid for the set. You paid for the actors. You paid for the catering, but you are not allowed on stage. You convince yourself this is noble. You look at your bank account. You hit the refresh button. That number is your scorecard. $350,000 this year, maybe $400,000 if the stock vests. You feel a surge of pride. You are winning. Look at that number. You are in the top 5% of earners in the United States. You made it. But then you walk into the kitchen to get a glass of water. Your son is there. He's 12 now. When did he get so big? He's wearing headphones. He's making a sandwich. You try to start a conversation. "Hey, bud, how's the baseball going?" He pulls off one ear cup. He looks at you with a polite, distant confusion, like you're a distant uncle who just dropped by. "Soccer, Dad. I quit baseball 2 years ago. I play soccer now." Right. Soccer. My bad. How's the team?" "Good." He puts the headphone back on. The conversation is over. You stand there, holding your glass of filtered water from your $3,000 refrigerator, and you feel a cold drop of panic in your stomach. You don't know these people. You know their Social Security numbers. You know their tuition costs. You know their shoe sizes because you see the Amazon charges on the Amex Platinum card. But you don't know them. And the worst part? They don't seem to miss you. The breaking point isn't a fight. It's not a divorce papers moment. It's much quieter than that. It happens on a Thursday. A client cancels last minute. A rare, miraculous gap in your schedule. You decide to surprise the family. You leave the office at 3:30 p.m. You feel a little thrill. You're going to be a dad today. You're going to grill burgers. You're going to throw the ball. You're going to reclaim your spot at the head of the table. You pull into the driveway. It's sunny. The neighborhood is quiet. You unlock the front door. Inside, the house is alive. There is music playing. Some indie pop stuff you don't recognize. It's loud. Your wife is in the kitchen. She's laughing. She's holding a glass of wine. She's talking to a woman you don't recognize. A neighbor? A friend from yoga? Your daughter is at the counter doing the homework, but she's laughing too. The energy in the room is light. It's warm. It flows. Then you step fully into the room. The music doesn't stop, but the energy changes instantly. Your wife looks up. Her smile doesn't disappear, but it freezes. It shifts from joy to management. "Oh, you're home early," she says. It's not an exclamation of delight. It's a statement of logistical disruption. The friend looks awkward. "I should get going," she says. "No, stay," you say, trying to be the genial host. "I'm just grabbing a beer." But the spell is broken. The friend leaves 2 minutes later. Your daughter packs up her books. "I'm going to go study in my room." "I thought we could grill," you say. "Make some burgers?" Your wife looks at the calendar on the fridge, the complex, color-coded command center of the family's life. Tyler has karate at 5:30. Emily has dance at 6. Oh, and I'm meeting the committee for the fundraiser at 7. Oh, we already ate a snack. We're not doing dinner tonight. You stand there in your $2,000 suit. "Oh, okay." "Sorry," she says, and she means it. She's not being mean. She's just being practical. We didn't expect you." You retreat to the bedroom to change. You take off the suit. You put on the casual clothes, the expensive sweatpants that you've barely worn. You walk through the house. It is a machine, a perfectly oiled machine. Your wife is the CEO of this machine. She manages the schedules, the contractors, the emotions, the social calendar. She has a whole life, a whole network of support and activity that operates efficiently from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. And you? You are the venture capitalist. You provide the funding. You drop in for the board meetings, dinners. You expect quarterly reports, grades. But you are not part of the daily operations. In fact, your presence is actually a disruption. When you are home, they have to walk on eggshells. They can't watch their trashy TV shows because Dad is reading. They can't eat cereal for dinner because Dad wants a real meal. You disrupt the flow. You sit on the couch. The house empties out as they run to their activities. You are alone in the 4,000 square foot monuments to your success. You turn on the massive OLED TV. You scroll through Netflix. You don't watch anything. You realize that you have succeeded in your goal. You made them bulletproof. You gave them a life of comfort and opportunity, but in doing so, you made yourself obsolete. This is the golden handcuffs reality no one talks about. Usually people think golden handcuffs means you can't leave the job because you need the money. But there is a second pair of handcuffs. You can't leave the role of the provider. You think about quitting. You fantasize about it. You think about selling the big house, moving to a smaller place, taking a job at a nonprofit, or maybe teaching something with soul, something that lets you be home at 5 p.m. But then you look at them. Your wife loves this neighborhood. Her friends are here. Her identity is here. Your kids are in the best schools. Their friends are here. If you quit, you shatter their world. You would be taking away the very thing you swore to give them. So, you are trapped. You are a slave to the lifestyle you created. You are the engine of the Audi Q7. The engine doesn't get to enjoy the ride. The engine doesn't get to look out the window. The engine just burns fuel to keep the passengers moving forward. If the engine stops, the car stops. And you can't bear the thought of letting them down. So you accept the transaction. You accept that you are an ATM. You accept that your love is converted into currency before it reaches them. You buy the pony. You buy the new iPhone. You pay for the semester abroad. And when they say, "Thanks, Dad," You grab onto those two words like a drowning man grabbing a life raft. You try to squeeze some emotional nutrition out of them, but it's empty calories. Let's fast forward to the vacation, the big trip. 2 weeks in Italy, the Amalfi Coast. This cost you $25,000. You booked the private villa. You booked the boat tour. This was supposed to be the reconnection. But here you are. It's sunset. The view is breathtaking. The ocean is turning purple and gold. Your family is down by the pool. They are taking selfies. They look like models in a magazine, and you are up on the balcony with your laptop. Because the deal you made with the devil didn't include time off. There is a crisis with the merger. The lawyers need you. Your wife looks up at you. She doesn't look angry anymore. She just looks resigned. She waves a small, sad wave. You wave back. Then you look at the screen. Please review the attached addendum regarding the liability clauses. You type, "Looks good. Proceed." You take a sip of the local wine. It tastes like vinegar. You look at your reflection in the dark screen of the laptop. You are 45 years old. You have hypertension. You have a net worth of $2 million. And you are the loneliest man in Italy. You realize that if you died of a heart attack right now, right on this balcony, the grief would be real. They would cry. They would miss you. But the machine would keep running. The life insurance would pay out. The mortgage would be cleared. The trust funds would activate. In a way, you are worth more to them as a memory than as a man. A memory doesn't get grumpy about the noise. A memory doesn't miss school plays. A memory is perfect. You close the laptop. You go down to the dinner table. You pay the bill. You always pay the bill. The lights are off in the office now. The janitor is vacuuming the hallway. But you're still thinking about it, aren't you? You're thinking about the unread emails waiting for you tomorrow. You're thinking about the tuition payment due next month. You're thinking about the silence that waits for you at home. This story isn't about hate. Your family doesn't hate you, and you don't hate them. It's about drift. It's about the silent tragedy of becoming a utility instead of a human being. We live in a system that tells us money equals care, that providing things is the same as providing presents. But the receipt doesn't show the cost of your soul. If you are sitting in your car right now, dreading walking through your own front door, if you feel like a wallet with a pulse, you are not alone in the void. We are building a community of people who are waking up to the nightmare of the American dream. Subscribe to the channel, not for the algorithm, but because you need to know there are others out here in the dark. Share your story in the comments. Let us know. What was the moment you realized you were just the machine? I'm the dark narrative architect. Get some sleep. You have an early meeting tomorrow.